final round of the Grant Thornton Invitational underway here at Tiburon Golf Club in Naples, Florida. Modified 4-ball, the format today. Terry Gannon in the booth along with Morgan Pressel. Taking a look at some of the early highlights. The leaders overnight: Jason Day, Lydia Ko at 20 under. This the approach for Day at 4.
We had a fabulous round yesterday. 6 under in the toughest format of the week. Lead to a birdie right there on the 4th hole.
Get it to 21 under. Lucas Glover, Leona McGuire played great on day 1. 18 under at this point. Glover with the putt at the 7th, 19 under par. Roning Yin playing along with Nick Taylor, trying to get it to 19 as well.
She was walking in putts yesterday. Wait for this one. Yep.
Eventually walked it in. It barely got there, but it did. How about Lydia Ko? Par 5, her 3rd here at 6.
One of the very best in the world with these types of shots. What a beauty.
Just stopping it right there on the downhill would make the putt, get it to 22 under par. Corey Connors, Brooke Henderson had a great start. Eagle birdie start, but they made a double bogey earlier as well. Closing out the front 9 here, the approach.
Give all the Canadian fans here cheering them on something really special on the 9th.
Got to work on the celebration, though, a little bit. So the Eagle at 9 to close out the opening 9 holes here today. You've got 3 teams at 20 under or better, including Lydia Ko, Jason Day leading by 2 here. The Grant Thornton Invitational in Naples. NBC Sports, along with the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour, proudly present final round coverage of the Grant Thornton Invitational. Beautiful weather throughout the week. Some cloud cover, but mostly blue skies. Certainly at the beach, a few miles from where we are. Tiburon Golf Club, right alongside the Ritz-Carlton here. Site of many events through the years, including a couple of weeks ago, the CME Group Tour Championship. Some of those players back here. Some of the fans back here. They're out in full force today to watch the best of the LPGA and the PGA Tour play together in a team event. Morgan and I in the booth, along with Tom Abbott, John Wood, Karen Stupples on the golf course, and Amy Rogers for interviews as we take you out to the play at the 10th here in the final round. Roning Yin setting up in the fairway for her 2nd. So modified 4-ball, you hit your tee shots, but then you play your teammate's golf ball from the rest of the way in.
That's a unique format, one that we've never seen before.
No. And most of the players have not played, if any. Adeline Sagstrom, this for birdie at 12. Boy, they're on a roll. Ludwig Aubert, those 2 today. Look at this scorecard.
Yeah, today when you're chasing, be aggressive, make as many birdies as possible.
7 under today. All right, to the 8th, par 3. Nelly Korda likes this par 3.
Yeah, she does, and she's got a 7-iron out today, and it is quite into the breeze right now for this players. Tony has already hit the green, although he's not really very close to the hole.
When I looked at this hole location sheet, Karen, I said this is very similar to the hole-in-one location. A little different result today, but Nelly's first hole-in-one on the LPGA Tour came on this hole just a few weeks ago.
Yes, that's what I think.
Take you up to 9. Say hello to Tom.
Thank you, Terry. This is Lucas Glover for a birdie, and John is out there for us. Excuse me, for par. Nine can be a very tricky hole, especially when the wind starts to blow.
And we'll go back to 8. Leaders getting set. Jason Day is there at 22 under par with. Yeah, you can hear and see the wind blowing.
It is. It's the most amount of wind that I've seen here in the few weeks that we've been here, actually, Terry. So players really having to think quite hard about their shots, and some of it will depend on the gust too. Nelly's shot caught a bit of a gust as it was reaching the apex, but right now, not a huge amount in this, but this is quite a direct line at the flag.
Sure is. Never left the flag. Great chance to get it to 23 under. A moment ago at the 10th, it's Brooke Henderson's turn in the fairway.
Short par 4 here. Nothing but a little wedge left for Brooke. And that's a wonderful place to putt from, right below the hole.
Back to 8, and Lydia Ko.
Well, Lydia's got a free shot here. Just go ahead and put your best go at this and be aggressive. Give your partner a chance of a birdie putt as well as the one he's given you.
It's an interesting format, Karen. Players on par threes more than likely playing their own ball, but off the tee on any other hole going to play their partner's ball. It's a complicated
because the
system.
rest of the way on that hole you're going to play
yes.
the tee shot of your partner.
Yes.
Nick Taylor playing with Ronan Yin. Saw that birdie putt from Yin just a moment ago. This for birdie. Wow. So you've got another team at 20 under. This is going to get really interesting. Especially, I think, with the wind blowing today.
Well, I just think with this format, it's set up for a lot of birdies, and we're going to see some movement.
Justin Rose is playing with Charlie Hull, the English pair. This is at the 11th. Oh, wow. It was unfortunate that didn't go in.
How did that not go in? That damaged the cup, it looks like there.
Did. You can see that little chunk out of the side. Let's see. Oh, it's just, I mean, fraction away from just dropping straight in the bottom, spinning around and staying in there.
And then kind of got fortunate it stayed close.
Yeah.
Birdie at 10 for Henderson. Yep. So they are on the move as well. That eagle at the 9th, the hole out from the fairway. Got 2 eagles on the card so far today and 5 under overall on the day. Trailing just by 1. Just getting started here, even though they're nearing the turn or have made the turn here in the final day with the wind blowing 22 under, but that lead down to 1. Today's coverage is brought to you by Grant Thornton, supporting progress in play. And by Franklin Templeton. Hello, Progress. Back at the 8th, Nelly Korda a moment ago for birdie.
Just uphill to start, then from here on out, down the hill towards this hole, pick up a little bit of speed.
Come on, Nelly.
What a good stroke, Nelly.
That it was.
Here's the 4-time PGA Tour winner from Macon, Georgia, Russell Henley, playing with Mel Reid. He's going to chip it in for us in a little bowl today. Yeah, well done. Gets them to 15 under par. Doesn't look like they're going to be the winners, but they put together some good spells of golf this week, those two.
All right, Tony Finau, remember this was the tee shot of Nelly Korda to here. So this for birdie.
Well, Nelly already safely in for the par, so Tony really doesn't need to worry. He can be a little bit more aggressive with this one. Can break to the left.
Lydia still with a putt there as we go to 12. Denny McCarthy on the tee. 12 par 3, 190 the back tee.
Yeah, location on the front right today. Just only 4 paces off the right edge, but very accessible, as you can see from those 2 shots right there.
Great.
I feel like the hole locations today are set up for some excitement, especially on the back 9. We saw that hole location on 15 in a bit of a bowl. The hole on 17 is in a little bit of a bowl.
Yeah.
So set up for some really exciting things to happen coming down the stretch.
That Jason Day tee shot to here. So Lydia Ko now this to get it to 23 under par.
You really couldn't have left it in a much better spot. A little bit back up the hill. And when you've got a player like Lydia with a putter in the hand, it's got to feel pretty good.
She's out here working on her putting well after dark after yesterday's round. She was asked about it, but she said, well, it gets dark early. So it's not that impressive.
Well, she had the music going on in the background as well.
Yeah,
Had
the
to be
concert.
Yeah, nice fun environment to work on your game in. It was so busy last night, the concert, though.
Taylor at the 11th, and John Wood is out there.
Shot playing about 120. He's actually got about 140 to the hole, but it is straight downwind. This is start at the right edge, turning over on a good line. Just landed really soft, maybe a half more club.
Yeah, almost. Sometimes when you're hitting a wedge with that much downwind, it can push it down. It doesn't quite fly as far as you think.
It's at the 13th. This is Harris English. Over the ridge, then downhill to the hole. Oh, wow. That's so good. Just went in with the perfect pace. Back over to the 11th, and Connors.
Good angle, but can be extremely difficult to make good contact with a wedge off this stuff. That's well done. Really well judged.
So we'll have that look at it. As we remind you tonight, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles taking on Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. NFC East Showdown coming your way tonight at 7 Eastern, only on NBC and Peacock. Oh, they're all set up here too. 11.
Roding Ian second.
Also a wedge just left of the hole. She is going to give Corey Connors a little read there.
Yeah, all three of those just a little bit defensive with wedge. Don't want to go long, as you can see. There's nothing but trouble beyond this whole location, so all aired on the short side.
Yeah, in the CME Group Tour Championship, which is played here, we've seen players just pitch it over the back of the green and it runs down into the penalty area. So with this back flag, you can understand. Let's see what Brooks is going to do here.
Great drive from Corey Connors right down the middle. Just 99 yards left for Brooke.
It is a bit of an unusual wind today. At this time of year, the wind doesn't often come from the south. During CME, it's very often more of a north wind. This hole very, very rarely plays downwind.
She's tugged this a hair, but good distance it looks like.
Yeah, it worked out well. So I'm disappointed that Corey Connors has the black trousers on today, because their Team Canada, Brooks gone with the Canada colors there, red trousers. Disappointed in Corey.
Not sure he cares.
No, I don't think he cares. Aubert making that one at the 13th. Sagström and Aubert, the Swedish pair. Looks. Madeline's got the Swedish colors on.
Well,
so the LPGA really getting into it. The men are disappointed, just not getting into the
It's really bothering
national
you.
spirit. No, I mean, it's great atmosphere out here. It should be in the Swedish colors. Now on the 9th, this is Jason
how about
Day.
Australia and
Well,
New Zealand?
Yeah, well, he went with the New Zealand colors. You see, he was helping out Lydia.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine, but his shaft has got a bit of yellow on it though, so at least there's some yellow there in his ensemble. Oh, this is fading.
Oh, it can run out of space quickly up the
Yeah.
right. Oh, that'll be all right. That'll be just fine. There is a bunker there, and I did see Harris English playing from the Coquina, stepping out of the booth a little bit earlier up the right side. So there's some trouble on the right of that 9th hole.
Here at the 10th, the approach from Leona McGuire. Oh, yeah, bringing it back a little bit, too. Have a great look there to get it even closer.
Over at the 11th, Nick Taylor, I think, is going to be first to go.
He is. I was out walking with Nick during one of the practice rounds, and it's been a while for his Washington Huskies, but he is extremely excited about them being in the playoffs. He says I asked him if he was going to go to the first playoff game. He said, "No, I get too nervous. I want to sit at home by myself and watch."
I went to Mercer, as you know, and they made it to the playoffs. Slightly different FCS, not BCS.
Oh, it wasn't college football?
It was college football, but they were in South Dakota. So I didn't go to the frozen tundra.
You get very nervous as well.
Yeah, I get very nervous. On the 9th, this is Lydia Ko.
So got to try and put a partner in a good position because she knows that could be a little bit of pot luck over where she's going to be playing from.
Yeah, that is unusual. She has it teed very low into this wind, trying to keep it down. Sometimes that can add more spin to the shot. Looked like it took off on a good line.
That was a low fairway finder.
It's in good shape. So that will be where Jason Day will play from. Remember, it's a modified 4-ball, which we've never seen before. How's it looking out there, Woody? What are you thinking about this format?
Well, I like it, and I think I really love this weather because usually when you get a best ball format, no matter how you're doing it, modified or not, it seems like those last groups just keep making birdies. No matter how well you play up ahead, you can't catch up. But with these conditions, it is not. I don't think it's going to be the birdie fest we expected it to be if we had perfect weather. So these guys are making a run at it and right in the middle of things. This putt down the hill, moving a hair to her right.
She set up for a decent amount of break here. Let's see where she starts this on the line. Yeah, almost about a foot and still not enough. Giving a good read.
Megan Kang at 12 after the tee shot of Denny McCarthy. Yep. Those two have had a great time this week. Day one, she said, forgot I was playing in the tournament. We were having so much fun with the scramble. Different kind of pressure yesterday with the foursomes and now the modified 4-ball.
Back over to the 11th. And Connor's down the hill here for the birdie.
Virtually the same line as the putt he just saw. His partner, Brooke Henderson, well inside him. And he's not going to be pleased with that effort, I don't think.
Yeah, he did the exact same thing that he just saw from Roning.
So they've got a 4. And then Brooke will have a chance for the 3.
Tom, she's seen it twice, but something, you just, your eyes fool you. You just feel like, you've hit so many putts over the years and you think, I know those both went, but I don't think this is going to go a little bit. The difference is hers is a little bit up, so hers is probably a little bit straighter putting down the hill.
Sometimes, John, it can confuse you even more. And look at how much time they're taking to try and really dial this in as opposed to kind of just seeing it and going with it. When you've seen two people get it wrong ahead of you, then you overthink it.
Yeah, and the plus here is the next one doesn't matter at all. So this is like a putting contest on the putting green, make or nothing.
She's putting with it breaking into the wind. Is the wind strong enough on this green to have an impact?
It's blowing. I don't think it quite is. There's some houses kind of blocking it a little bit. Just a touch too much speed, I would say. I think it would have taken that break.
Not an easy putt, that's for sure, from above the hole. We'll keep an eye on that for the final couple of groups coming through. One of them includes Nelly Corder, who's got this second shot at the 9th.
Well, what a difference a day makes. I mean, with this hole today playing back into the wind, Nelly having to go with a hybrid, trying to keep it low, but this one's going to miss the green left.
It's going to stay out of that bunker. May have a slightly awkward stance there. We'll have to see. Now Lydia Ko.
Jason's tee shot stayed in the fairway, which is wonderful for Lydia. Ball's above her feet though. She's got 4 hybrid out. Got to try and keep this one low. Playing it off her back foot. Just trying to keep this one low. You've got to keep working those hips through the ball though.
Yeah, she likes to play these little low flighted shots. She really likes to work the golf ball.
This is not bad, Morgan.
It's going to leave a long putt. Maybe took a fraction too much off of it, but that 9th green's one of the hardest to hit.
Leona Maguire here at 10 to get it to 20 under. Lucas Glover in for par. So they will stay 3 back.
Jason Day back at 9 with the second.
Again, ball above his feet. Does like to hit that little fade, so with the wind into. The wind is kind of quartering from the right though, so that will help that. Able to hold this one just a little bit into this flag.
And we saw certainly magic from Corey Connors on this hole, but only one other team has made birdie. It's been a tough hole today.
Man, what are you doing, bro?
And this one's going right as well.
Yeah. What was the difference there club-wise? She hit the 4 hybrid. What was Jason hitting from 7 yards closer, roughly?
I did not get a signal.
Yeah. I mean, she's hit it closer than him. Now, Tony Finau.
Found a really lush bit of the fairway here, but the ball is well above his feet and on a bit of an upslope. It's going to be hard to keep this one down into the wind.
Yeah, he hits it high anyway, Karen. Take an extra club and swing smoothly. Saw a little sawed-off finish.
He's going to run away there. Got to be careful. Don't have too much pace going over that hill. Okay, it's going to stay. Once you get over that little ridge there, it'll run all the way down to the gallery. It's why it makes this 9th hole very tricky.
On the tee at the par 3 12, Brooke Henderson. We'll get a look at the ball flight, our top tracer technology.
156 total. Only has to carry it about 10 yards short of that. 146 covers that bunker. Straight downwind.
Yeah, maybe one club too much there. That's going to release all the way back towards that back fringe. Going to leave a tricky putt up and over a ridge.
This is Denny McCarthy here at the 13th. They've moved the tee back today on this hole. First couple of rounds it was drivable, but the LPGA and the PGA Tour tees in the same spot on the back tee, so playing its full yardage today, and the wind out there not helping. It's going to work out well. Yeah, good shot. And with Megan Kang, Denny McCarthy. This is at the 17th. It's an eagle putt here for Cameron Champ, teaming up with the U.S. Women's Open champion Alison Corpuz. Oh yeah. Well, they've had a good day. They were 5 under to that point, so make it 7 under for the round. One more hole to play. Back over to the 9th, and looks like Lydia's going to go.
Yep. This team have been kind of eyeing up their putts at the same time, so it's been, they've kind of been looking at each other. Okay, you want to go? You want to go? And Lydia's like, yeah, I'll go. But in the meantime, before Lydia has a chance to putt, Nelly Corder was playing her shot from left of the green and didn't make it onto the green with the first chip, but did make it on the second time. So she's not in the hole with a par. This putt for Lydia, back uphill.
I know that these final 2 groups have played less holes, but they have the 4 lowest scores on the golf course. None of the last 4 teams more than 2 under par right now. It's really opened up this leaderboard.
At the 15th, this is Lilia Vu. Amazing year for her on the LPGA Tour. Rolex Player of the Year, almost holing out. Really good. That should be a birdie. Back over to number 9. And the leading pair. This is Dave for a birdie.
And this one is uphill, and it's going to be quite slow from this part of the green.
Back over to number 12.
In the bunker for their second, Roning in.
Yeah, potentially tough to stop this one. Straight downwind. She's got to land it on a bit of a downslope. You don't catch it perfectly. That's pretty well done. You see how much it runs out, even though she didn't even land it on the green.
No, just carried it over the edge. Good look coming back. Trying to save.
Tony Finau here for a birdie.
This one also very slow, and I think something to think about with this last group. I mean, obviously all the players here can generate quite a bit of spin on their golf balls, and when you're trying to play with somebody else's golf ball for some of the shots, it might not make it as easy for you to control that spin in this wind.
Well, nearly the best she's going to be able to do is a 5. That should be a 4 for Tony Finau. Yeah, there's so much technology, isn't there, with the golf ball, and these players are used to what they normally play with. It's different when you're playing this format.
Long putt. Corey Connors for birdie.
Up over that hill, you just see shooting straight to the right, coming back a little left at the end. Really good touch there. That's a strange thing about this format. Corey hit a beautiful 8-iron in there about 10 feet, and he comes up and has that putt.
Yeah, exactly.
The Co-Day pair not in for 4 just yet, but they should make a par here. Jason's going to go first.
Well, I think this is one of those holes, Tom, particularly today into the wind, that you're not going to be too unhappy if you do make a par. But I think as the teams know, and they round the corner onto the back 9 and you start seeing the leaderboard, they know that they're going to have to start attacking and start making a few more birdies.
Yeah, as Morgan was saying, all but 2 of the teams have made 4 here. So it's not really a birdie hole. And it just plays as a very difficult hole when they play the CME Group Tour Championship and the wind blows.
All right, Nick Taylor with a chance to get it to 21 under here at 12th.
Coming off that upper tier, about halfway to the hole, it'll start going pretty good downhill, maybe turning a little bit to his left. But the key here is speed. It kind of switches grain about halfway, goes down grain.
That's one of the trickiest parts about this golf course. You putt very often through grain changes. Got to be able to read grain very well.
Yeah, that's well done. Good touch.
See that background, those trees constantly moving. We've done, what, 7 rounds now in the last few weeks here? That's the first time we've seen this.
Yeah, it's the windiest that these players have faced this week, and certainly from CME as well.
Here's Ricky Fowler playing with Lexi Thompson. Second at the 11th. Oh, yeah, there should be a birdie. He's not going to have to worry about reading the putt there above the hole. That one should be close enough. They're only 1 under for the day, Fowler and Thompson.
Par putts. Corey Connors here at 12.
He's using a little tactic here. He is inside Brooke for birdie, but he's going to putt first, see if he can get it to go down. That way Brooke knows she's got a completely free run at hers, which is downhill. A little we use this tactic in match play quite a bit.
Yeah, you might concede that putt in match play.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to give them the read.
Take away that chance to get a read.
This is Megan Kang for a birdie. We saw Denny McCarthy hit it in close here. Megan's going to try and steal his thunder. Well, they're making a good run up the leaderboard. So we've got a few teams that are deep into the back 9 who could easily set a target in the clubhouse. Could be a pretty fun finish here at the end.
Oh, they're wearing red, Tom.
Yeah, patriotic.
Shooting for Connors and Henderson here. So we'll see if Brooke got the read she was looking for.
Just a little bit delicate here on the speed.
Did it? Yes, eventually it did. Cheers all around for that group. Big putt for Henderson and Connors.
This is the back tee at 13th. Corey Connors with the driver.
Downwind, little right to left. 335 to the front edge right now. He likes it. Quick pickup of the tee, not even watching it.
Oh, snuck over that coquina. Now it's Just in the fast lane to the green. Is it going to get there? Not quite. Pretty close.
Up to Ludwig Aubert along with Madeline Sagstrom. They've made a move today. This to get it to 21 under. Yeah. Big time move. How about these two today? Look at that card. 9 under.
At the 11th, Lucas Glover. Been a pretty good team, Glover and Maguire. They were paired together. They didn't know each other at the beginning of the week. Both have just gone about their business. Good time out there. Lilia Vu at the 15th, playing with Joel Damon. And they've had a good back nine. It's 3 birdies in a row for that pair. They get to 20 under par. They're going to need to create some magic in the last 3 holes to potentially walk away with the title here. $1 million between the two for the winners. So $500,000 each, a lot on the line here in Naples.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Grant Thornton, supporting progress in play. And by the all-new AI-1 putters from Odyssey. Putt smarter. It's par 3, 12th hole. Lexi Thompson. Don't remember what she did yesterday. Do you? I can't remember.
What a cool moment. Yesterday, her hole-in-one. Told me, she said, Ricky said he didn't want to putt. I said, well, he didn't have to.
She's coachable.
Wonder if he gave her that little tidbit here.
What instruction did he give today? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, correct.
Just a good solid one here, she said. Must have a good club. I want to try and carry it about 5 or 6 paces and keep it just a little bit left to avoid the downslope of the bunker just on the front right part of this green. Split the TV tower and the flag stick you can see blowing there in the distance.
Cut. Softly.
Yes. It had a chance. Just stopped a little bit short. Excellent shot. Not quite what we saw yesterday. 16th hole, 155, a 7-iron. The second round. They knew it.
I love what Ricky said afterwards. He said, "Drinks on Lexi."
He did. Somebody early said go in the hole there. They knew it was going to be great. Meanwhile, second at 10 for Jason Day, Karen.
Well, he's got just a little bit of an upslope here, not too much to worry about. The wind's a bit off the left, so there's a smidge of hurt in this from here, but I think he's going to hit this one a little bit lower with some check to it.
You know, he was talking about what he learned playing with Lydia Ko this week. He said, right away, the wedges. I picked her brain. I watched her. I want to try to incorporate how she plays her wedges into my game.
And that's a good one to emulate. She is truly the best in the world with those types of shots. Looks like he learned quickly.
Yeah.
That's exactly the way he said that he admired her playing them for, just that one hop and then stop. And really, she has been so impressive around the greens throughout her whole career. And just so creative with how she visualizes everything. She's been out-wedged.
Wow.
That's something that you don't see very often. Just a bit of a pull.
It's in there pretty close, though, as Ko and Day share the lead at 22 under. We can add one here.
This is at the 13th. Running Ian. Nick Taylor driving it quite a long way left here, so she's kind of coming over the gallery rope. John Wood is out there. That was pretty good, Woody.
Not much, can't do much better than that. Just a perfect wedge from 115.
Here at 10 from the edge, Nelly Korda for birdie.
Lydia did miss her birdie putt, but did tap in for a par. Nelly, this uphill effort.
Wow, that broke up the hill, Karen. Wow.
Grain has a lot to answer for.
I would think that would be a pretty straight putt from where she was looking there. Just fooled me for sure, as it did her.
15.
Second here for Sagstrom. This is the team that have really turned things around on the back nine. 5 under par for the back nine. They made a birdie on every hole. 4 under on the front, and that is another chance for birdie. Just wonder what they need to get to have a chance.
And they run out of holes here, Tom.
Henderson at the 13th.
A couple options here. If she plays it along the ground, you got to play a lot of break. If not, she can carry a little farther.
And that will be a birdie. She played Connor's tee shot. That's the format here. You play your partner's tee shot, so that was a great moment there for them.
The miss by Nelly. Finau on the way for birdie at 10. Oh, hanging on the edge.
Yeah. Just needed more to it, didn't they? With Nelly in the hole.
You don't want to leave it short like that.
No.
You know, but
Might
then
have
you tell yourself that, and then you take the breakout, and it changes the line. And
it might have still missed a little bit left, but that's a big opportunity missed for this team right here. A lot of players taking advantage, a lot of teams taking advantage of this 10th hole today, Karen.
Well, they should do too. I mean, when you only have just a little wedge in your hand, with a whole location that is, you know, fairly innocuous, it's not too tricky.
So Henderson did tap in for birdie. They're at 23 under. This to get it there.
And from below the hole, with maybe just a hint of movement left.
Yep. So 2 teams at 23 under par. Having made the turn, playing the back nine here on the final day. We jump to 13.
And Nick Taylor for the birdie.
Down the hill, it's parter and they're close, but always nice to let your partner put a putter away.
Good chance, as Woody was saying. It was kind of an insurance putt.
They're at 12. Lucas Glover to get it to 21 under par. Oh, same as Finau. Same as what we just saw. Just a little more pace would have held the line.
And here is the birdie putt at the 13th for Yin. Great up and down there for the KPMG Women's PGA champion. Keeps them in the hunt, 21 under par. Now let's go over to 15. Aubert missed the green left. Tried to chip it in, but the best he can do is a 4, so this to keep the birdie run going. Wow. Felt like that one needed to go in.
I feel like they only have a few holes left. They've got to run the tables here.
This is the tee at the 11th, and Jason Day.
A little bit of helping wind in this one, Tom, so can get this one down there. It's a pretty good strike here.
Yeah.
Got a little roll in the fairway, stays right there. Reminder, we'll continue our coverage here in Naples, top of the hour, a few minutes over on NBC. Continue on Peacock as well. Take you all the way through this final round, the inaugural Grant Thornton Invitationals to 23 under, leading the way. Not one but 2 teams right there at the top.
This is Aubert's par putt. See if they can. Okay, so now Sagstrom's going to have to make the 4. He's going to tap in for a 5, but Sagstrom's going to have to make this to keep them at 21 under. But as we were talking about, I think time just running out, especially with the amount of birdies we're seeing now on the back 9. This is at the 11th. And Lydia.
And from this, from where the LPGA players are playing from, Tom, it's a little bit more open. Where the guys play from, it's pretty tight, feels a little bit more constricted back there off that back tee. But here it's wide open. Big fairway for Lydia to hit here. There's a couple of run-outs. We've got a bunker on the right, and we've got the waist area down on the left.
It's way right, isn't it? Yeah, right of that.
Yeah.
Is that right and left?
Yes, no.
It's in the grass. There's not really any rough here. I mean, you've got to hit a wild one to find it, and there's a good example. For the most part, it just goes from the fairway into the coquina. Now, quarter.
I think Nelly is probably one of the best drivers in the game. And that's a good example of why.
Really able to use her length here, especially in the format on day 1, and then today not as much pressure on having to find the fairway because you've got a partner's ball in play as well. And here's the par putt for Sagstrom. Okay, so the birdie run ends, but they at least make a 4. Bogey would be disaster really in this format. We saw a few hiccups in the first few holes, but they're quite a tough stretch of the golf course.
All right, sharing the lead now at 23 under, and on the tee at 14, Brooke Henderson.
Yeah, both men have already hit their drives. Corey Connors hit a perfect one down the middle. Nick Taylor was hugging that right side. Couldn't quite tell if it got past it or not. Big year for Canadians in golf, Terry, with the President's Cup coming up at Royal Montreal.
I would think some of the fans who are out here watching this week might be there.
I think that's a good bet. Perfect drive from Brooke there, right down the middle.
Yeah, that's way out there, too. God, what, some 50 yards of roll on that one.
That's the other thing we haven't seen much of in the 2 tournaments that we've done here, roll in the fairway.
Yeah, it's a perfect wind to play this hole right now. Off the tee shot, left to right with a little bit of help, and then second shot will be straight downwind. So don't really have to work something left to right. Just let the contours and the wind do it for you.
Ronnie likes to move it a little bit left to right here, and she has a very high golf ball.
This is up that left side. Should be just fine.
The number 2 player in the world rolling in. Meanwhile, ball in the air here at 16, Ludwig Aubert. Par 3. Right at it. Yeah, they played really well today. Just as you said, might run out of real estate here. But 2 back, never know. Megan Kang for birdie at 14. Denny McCarthy in for a par. So they will stay 2 back. Jump to 16, and Harris English setting up.
I'm feeling much down right now.
203 that back tee.
Exactly which way the wind is coming from. It's a little protected here by this back tee, especially with the southerly wind that we have today. Should be helping the ball just a fraction off the right. Set up nicely to this left hole location.
Yeah, started right, playing draw in there. Two really good tee shots there from O'Mara and from Denny McCarthy. As we look at the leaderboard here, 7 under. Big move from Brooke Henderson and Corey Connors. Canadian fans out there watching love it. Sharing the lead at 23 under, but a couple of 9 unders on the right side there today, on the round today. The moves by Sackstrom and Aubert and Lilia Vu and Joel Damon as well. So this final round continues, top of the hour, a few minutes on NBC, and we'll take you all the way through. Ventura, guess what the number is you need to win?
You got to get 26, 27 under par.
You think so, that low?
They've got a lot of golf left to play, that final group.
Opportunities coming in, too, with that par 5 17th and then 18. So we'll see, 23 under, the top number, 2 teams leading the way right now. One more day of play here at Tiburon Golf Club in Naples, Florida. The final round of the Grant Thornton Invitational, the inaugural edition. The LPGA and the PGA Tour together in a team format. Terry Gannon along with Morgan Pressel in the booth and Tom Abbott as well. John Wood, Karen Stupples out on the golf course. Amy Rogers to handle the interviews. It's a modified 4-ball today, Tom. Different format all 3 days.
Yeah, this is a new format. We've not seen this before, but it'll certainly be interesting to watch on the back 9. This is Lydia Ko at 11 for birdie. Oh, it just took a little hop there. Lydia playing with Jason Day, Nelly Corder, and Tony Finau also in that final group. Let's go to 14.
So one leading team to the next. Corey Connors playing with Brooke Henderson, second on the way at 14.
216 front edge. Difficulty here will be stopping this ball off that down slope. This is just a 5-iron, though.
Ooh. There's a runoff beyond this hole. That'll funnel down into the low area, but not a bad miss.
Just took off, though. Take you up to the play at the par 5 17th.
Yeah, one of the newcomers on the LPGA Tour this year, Rose Zhang. She broke through and won in her first event as a professional on the LPGA. First start at the Mizuho. Oh, wow, what a shot that is. It just needs to slow up. There is a little backstop there, so it will do. It may come back slightly. And Rose will have a putt for an eagle. At the 11th, Finau for birdie.
Just a little bit of wind assist to this putt. It's quite windy today, Tom.
Yeah, we haven't seen much breeze this week. They did in the Pro-Am earlier in the week, but not during tournament play. So it's challenging the players a bit more today in this final round. Good birdie there. Let's go to 16.
Madeline Sagstrom playing with Ludwig Aubert have had a really good day. This for birdie.
Yeah, they are on an absolute roll today. 9 under par, but she has missed 2 putts in the last 2 holes to keep their birdie streak going on this back 9. Just hasn't been able to convert.
Yeah, may run out of real estate here with only a couple of holes left and chasing, but 9 under on the round. Big move for these two today. Players from Sweden. So Ludwig taking a look at that, as that is the big difference today. The wind, which has changed things, made it tougher. There's no doubt about it. Although we've seen some good scores. Players from the LPGA and the PGA Tour together all week. Now it's about trying to win. She's good, he's good, and together they are doing something special. A unique mixed format featuring stars from the PGA Tour and the LPGA, all celebrating the strengths of their individual games, which now must blend to form 16 teams. Team Ko and Day, as well as Team Korda and Finau, have both displayed impressive performances. But plenty of pairs are well within striking distance. 2 tours, 1 competition, and today, 1 team will be crowned the inaugural Grant Thornton Invitational champions. NBC Sports, along with the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour, proudly present final round coverage of the Grant Thornton Invitational. Familiar spot, but first time for this event. And a beautiful setting here in Naples, just about 4 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. Tiburon Golf Club, Ritz-Carlton right here. Just a few weeks ago, we were here for the season-ending event, the LPGA Tour. And now, first time together with the PGA Tour guys. 16 teams, 32 players, 23 under leading the way down to the final round. On the tee right now, one of the leaders, Jason Day.
Whole location today, Terry, is tucked just behind that front right bunker, only 4 yards to the right of it. It is downwind with a little bit of help from the left as well, so should be able to help push this ball towards the hole. And this one's drawing away from the hole.
He teed up on the left side of the tee marker to try and give himself a little better angle. Sometimes that sets you up for a bit of a draw.
So it'll be Lydia Ko with that putt once they get up to the green. 16 moment ago, Ludwig Aubert to get it to 22 under. Like it's not even a challenge. I mean, this man's impressive, isn't he?
Yeah, I was expecting to see some birdies today, but 10 under par through 16 holes. That's impressive.
He and Saxton playing great. All right, 12th tee, Nelly Korda. Get a look at the ball flight with our top tracer technology.
And this is an 8-iron for Nelly.
Just caught a little bit of the downslope of the bunker. How much will this come back?
Yep. We now will have a look at that putt as they are at 21 under, 2 off the lead. Meanwhile, Corey Connor's third shot here at 14.
Some of the only rough on the entire course right here. Haven't practiced these at all this week. Well, this looks a beautiful touch.
Yeah, coquina shells around surrounding the fairways and a little bit of rough, but not much of it on the golf course. That was really well done. Tee at 12, Lydia Ko.
Lydia's more than capable of fitting a little fade into this right hole location.
Karen, she's set up on the right side of the tee, trying to do just that.
It's trying to move to the right.
Yeah, that's a smart play. Avoid the downslope of the bunker that caught Nelly there, and good distance control.
Coming off a bit of a down year for her. Had a sensational season the year before, player of the year. 14 and the third from the bunker, Henderson.
Good lie on the upslope. Got your partner in there nice and tight. Great touch there. That was downwind, so very soft shot there she played.
Morgan, Canadian fans out in full force to watch these two. They've been great today, too. Had a great start, eagle birdie start. Did have a double bogey on the front 9, but this is the way they closed out the opening 9 holes. From the fairway, the second for Connors.
And arguably the toughest hole on this golf course. Making it look very easy.
Oh, go ahead. Just make it. Half celebration. Not quite all there, but that was good. So they made birdies at 10, at 12. Brooke, how about this touch at 13?
Beautiful chip after Corey's tee shot. Unique format today. One that we've never seen before, but they are playing as a pair beautifully.
So they took the lead at 23 under momentarily because at 10, Jason Day with this to get it right there to 23. So you've got not one but 2 teams at the top at 23 under par. So you start to think about what it might take to win this. It's not just that team leading. It's 2 of them. Then you've got Saxstrom and Aubert at 22 under, Korda Finau at 21 under, along with Lilia Vu, Joel Damon. Number of teams right there at 21 under. Just off the edge, 14. Nick Taylor has this for birdie.
He's done well to get this birdie putt. He was in the same bunker as Brooke Henderson, but like an inch into it, so had almost no room to slide his club in between the grass and the sand, but played a very nice shot to here.
More break than expected. Go to 15.
There's Megan Kang for a birdie. Megan playing with Denny McCarthy. Big year for Megan Kang. Finally broke through on the LPGA Tour. Won in Canada, in the Vancouver area, Shaughnessy. Got off to a tough start, these two. They actually bogeyed the opening hole, which is a par 5. And since then, they've had 6 birdies.
Corey Connors now for birdie at 14 to take the lead all by themselves. How impressive have they been today?
Just incredibly solid, both of them, complementing each other incredibly well. I mean, you erase that double bogey, which was almost shocking on their scorecard on the 3rd hole. I mean, it's been a phenomenal day.
2 eagles on the card. Right here at the 12th. Lydia Ko with this long putt.
It's long, and there's a little bit of complexity to it. It's going to be fairly flat to start, but then it's going to want to go downhill towards the hole as it takes a little left turn. I think Lydia's been pretty good with her speed control in general on these greens. Knows them quite well.
A lot of work on the practice putting green last night after the round.
Now Rose Zhang for an eagle here at 17. Just moved a little more than she thought. Playing with Sahith Theegala. And they've had a good day today. 5 birdies on the back 9, with that one going in at 17th and taking the 20 under.
So what do we got here? We got 3 birdie tries coming up. I'm not sure who's first.
And it's the person who's was last to make any kind of move at reading the putt was Tony Finau.
Okay, there you go.
Everybody else is all in the crouch position. They're all taking care of their business, and Tony's just chilling, watching what's going on. This putt it's an unusual read because there's a little ridge behind him that's going to want to feel like it's going to push the ball to the right, but ultimately the ball will go left.
Yeah, he played for a good bit of that push to the right, Karen, and it never happened. Bit of a fooler. When you feel it in your feet so much, the putt is moving faster at that first bit. It just doesn't take as much of a break as you might feel.
Corey Connors on the tee at the 15th.
Wing straight right to left. Really suits this tee shot. He likes to turn it over anyways. And this is absolutely hammered up the left center.
Tree, buddy. Come on. Stay on it.
A couple of bunkers on that hole. One down the right, one down the left.
Nelly Korda on the way for birdie at 12.
Yeah, never waste any time, Nelly.
No, she's just not. So we'll keep it here as there's one more birdie putt coming up. That's Jason Day.
And this is I mean, I think he can take a little bit off of what his partners Lydia's did, in that it's downhill and it's going to break to the left. It's one of those putts that you just want to see dying in the hole. It's not one that you really want to try and put too much energy behind it, because you want to see it dripping in that edge with great speed.
It's just about the last 5 feet, Karen. Picks up a touch of speed.
Hey, liked it. You knew. Just did. Stay there. So they keep pace, get it to 24 under par. You wonder how low you have to go to win this thing today. Today's coverage is brought to you by Grant Thornton, supporting progress in play. By Franklin Templeton. Hello, Progress. By Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades. For a golf vacation like no other, only paradise will do. And by QBE, enabling a more resilient future.
This is the tee at the 13th, and Jason Day.
There's a little helping wind today, Tom. So a little help, and John would have said 335 to the front.
This is right.
It is going right.
Oh, lucky, I think there. Very fortunate. And while we have a moment, let's go up to Morgan and Terry.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. So it is a different format today, one that we haven't seen. Most of the players, all of them, I think, have not seen, a modified 4-ball. So if we're a team, we each hit our tee shot, but then I play your tee shot, you play my tee shot, and you play the rest of the way in on that hole. Seen some good numbers today, though.
Yeah, it's still best ball. Still a format where you can play aggressively. I feel like every team has to have a little huddle on the tee box. Which golf ball am I teeing off with? Who's hitting the next shot? But all in all, what we've seen, especially from the teams at the top, is really good teamwork. You've got to get the ball in play. That's job number one. It's windier today than we've seen all week. Got to get 2 balls in play off the tee and then can play aggressively from there. You want to have 2 birdie looks, just like in any best ball format. You'd love to have 2 birdie looks, even in maybe an eagle look, the way the golf course is set up today.
Low scores despite that wind right now. But how about the teams at the top? Henderson and Connors, with all the Canadian fans out here cheering for them, but then 2 of the biggest names in the game, Lydia Ko, Jason Day right there.
Yeah, Lydia and Jason have gotten off to a bit of a slow start, considering there are birdies to be made out there. I think Brooke and Corey, considering they had a double bogey on the 3rd hole, 2 eagles on their card, the way that they've played, there's still so much golf left to play. Let's say they have 2 holes in hand, because they are a little bit further along the golf course than Jason and Lydia, but they need to have a strong finish to have a chance. I would expect to see some drama here, the way the golf course is set up on this back 9.
Go out to the 15th, and Nick Taylor hitting the second shot.
149. Wind should be very right to left. Had 1 club out. Wind kind of came back into him. He switched, so he's got 1 more now. I think he's gone to 9 iron. It's probably the easiest hole location of the week on this hole, in that front lower left, kind of in a collection area. This is a little left.
Should come back a few feet, maybe. That's where the slope is. Okay. Now Corey Connors.
139 for Corey Connors. He's got to be licking his chops right here, Tom. He loves to hit these soft little draws, just ride that wind. This is just a wedge. Hold location in that collection area.
He has beautiful rhythm on his transition. Look, it just almost comes to a full stop at the top before bringing it down.
Yeah. You're right there, Woody. You love that one. See if that caught a bit of the flag. Let's see. Oh, I think it just missed it. It was fractions away from getting caught in the flag there, being even closer. Let's go to the 17th. This is a big putt here. This is Sagstrom for an eagle. This would get them to 24 under par. Outside chance, but I think this one's got to go. And it's got a good look. Is it? Oh, yes! What a day for the Swedes. And what a back 9 they are putting together. There is still a chance they could get into a playoff, you would think, if they could birdie the last, post 25 under par. But whatever happens, what a day for those 2. And what a year for Aubert. Up to the 15th. It's been a good day for Henderson and Connors. They did have a double bogey out there on the 3rd, Woody, but apart from that, it's been top gear.
Yeah, it's hard to believe because they have been flawless since I joined them here. Just off that huge drive from Connors, just 96 yards left for Brooke, and it's a tough wind to figure out. You got to trust that you know what it's doing up top over the trees. You get these little gusts here and there in between the houses and the trees, but you got to trust it's just right to left. There is no hurt in it.
There is a little bit of a slope on the right that you can use, especially with the wind blowing from that direction. Whole location in a bowl today. Be aggressive with this wedge.
Another one on a good line.
Oh, steady, steady, okay. Stays there. A couple of chances for birdies coming up at the 15th for the Canadians. Back to the 15th hole. This is Brooke Henderson for a birdie.
Up the hill, moving to her left.
She hit it. quite. No, that's the 4 guaranteed. They still have a chance for a birdie to get it to 25 under. Over to the 13th. This is Lydia Ko, second shot.
Ball's kind of sitting down, Tom, on a down slope. She's trying to get this to run, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
He needs to go a bit more to get over that hill, right at the top of the ridge there.
I got 46, Nelly.
Denny McCarthy playing with Megan Kang. This at 16 for birdie. Watched him do that a lot on tour. To 22 under, so just 2 back. Got the par 5 next. Who knows? Reminder tonight, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles take on Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. It's an NFC East showdown. Comes your way tonight, 7 Eastern, only on NBC and Peacock. Back out to 15.
Roning Yin for the birdie.
Nice wedge in there, pin high. This is down the hill pretty fast, maybe moving a touch to her left.
Oh, I thought she was going to early walk that in. I think they're running out of time here pretty quickly. Nick Taylor and Roning Yin. Taylor's already missed his birdie putt, so that keeps them at 21 under par. It's going to be very difficult to walk away with the Grant Thornton Invitational, I think, if you're that far behind. But not the case for this pair. Great chance to win. This is Connors for a birdie.
Yeah, so that beautiful wedge in here. At first look, this putt looked like it wanted to go hard to the right. He did get some help from Nick Taylor, who put it on a similar line. The ball just wouldn't break for him. Should go a little bit, but not as much as I initially thought, anyways. It's one you really got to catch solid, though. It's back into the breeze, and anything left to right, if you don't quite hit it, it can just get eaten alive.
It's a very subtle area of the green here, this front left of 15. We've seen players struggle with the read. Beautiful stroke there.
That was right in the heart. So the 31-year-old from Ontario makes the birdie, and they move to 25 under par. Back over to the 13th, Jason Day for birdie.
It's a little bit uphill, and he goes back downhill towards the hole. And that's going to leave him a lot left.
Yeah, that was very poorly misjudged there. Unusual.
So we got Jason Day and Lydia Ko playing together. Lydia said she was really nervous coming into this to play alongside Jason Day. He's 10 years older, New Zealand and Australia represented. Players that have been at the top of the game, fallen back a little bit, and I think almost similar stories, that they've had their struggles and they're kind of on their way back. Lydia now for the birdie.
Well, she's at the very top of that hill, so easier to judge the speed from where she's putting from. It will be downhill.
Yeah, to your point, Tom, I was talking a bit to Lydia's sister yesterday. She said we're kind of trying to erase 2023 from our mind. Certainly, she had a little bit of a dip, got back to #1 in the world, won the CME Group Tour Championship right here last year, and didn't make it into the field this year.
Yeah, really surprising that Lydia wasn't here this year for that season-ending event. These two going along well, Jason Day and Lydia Ko in the mix, but it is Connors and Henderson out in front, and Santa is here as well.
Corey Connors on the tee at 16, 25 under par.
203, helping right to left winds. Play that 7-iron, just ride the wind, and this is gorgeous looking.
Beautiful. So that was a moment ago. He and Brooke Henderson up by 1. Now Brooke's turn.
With Corey in there, I wonder if she thought if she had Corey go up and mark that one, give her some room to make it, but coming up a bit short with that one. I don't think she caught that as solidly as she liked.
Corey with that putt, Brooke with the shorter of the two.
Lydia Ko's got to make this for a par. Jason Day missed his par putt. Okay, so they make a 4 there at 13, but that was a good birdie opportunity, the 13th hole. Seen players really take advantage of the short par 4. So this is how things stand. Henderson and Connors with that one-shot lead at 25 under par.
Grant Thornton believes barriers are part of the course, but they should never be part of the game. That's why both the PGA Tour and LPGA Tour are coming together to compete at the inaugural Grant Thornton Invitational, providing equal reward, visibility, and highlights for all. It's another way Grant Thornton is going beyond the game to change what golf is and what it can be for everyone. And joining me now is Seth Siegel, the CEO of Grant Thornton. Great to see you, Seth.
Thanks for having us.
Been a great week, fantastic week. This is an event that's been talked about for so long. It's finally coming together. Here it is. You've been a big part of that and helped bringing it together. Why was it so important to be a part of this?
Well, first, Terry, thanks for having us, and we really appreciate you and NBC covering this special event this weekend. We could not be more thrilled. This event really is the Grant Thornton Invitational is the next chapter in Grant Thornton's golf story. It came about organically. It's what the players have told us they wanted. It's what the fans have told us they wanted, to have the top female and male professional golfers in the world teeing it up head-to-head on the same course at the same time, equal prize money, equal visibility. This tournament is a first in the modern era of golf, and we could not be more proud to be part of it.
Yeah, 1999, the last time we saw something like this. So first of many, hopefully. Also, your involvement, too, with sponsors. You got players from the PGA Tour, the men, also the LPGA Tour players, the women who are brand ambassadors, too. I know that's an important part.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a diverse field of brand ambassadors, and we got involved in this because, look, it's good common sense, but it's also good business. We want to eliminate barriers that have been here for far too long. So our diverse group of brand ambassadors are helping us diversify the game. We signed with them because they believe in what we believe in. Our LPGA golfers, Nelly Korda, Jess Korda, Mel Reed, our PGA Tour professionals, Tony Finau, Ricky Fowler, Cameron Champ. We just have an unbelievable group of ambassadors, and it's really straightforward and simple. We want to bring gender parity to golf.
Jessica was with us in the booth yesterday. She was great spending that time, too.
Yes, she's fantastic.
Been a great week, and I know the players feel the same way, too. So I know it's just going to go from here and grow. So thank you for everything this week and in the future as well.
Thank you so much. Let's have a great Sunday.
All right. Seth Siegel, CEO of Grant Thornton, here with the inaugural edition. Out to the tee at 14, Jason Day.
This is the tee shot that really you've got to try and take advantage of. Put it down there to give your partner a chance to potentially get on this green.
Gonna get some run here in the fairway too. Yep, well positioned. So Jason Day, Lydia Ko, more holes to play this afternoon here in the final round than Henderson and Connors, but they're on a roll. Great chance at 16 to get it to 26 under par.
Yeah, they were walking behind on your shot when you guys were on cam.
So they have a chance at birdie or no? Is this birdie try?
I guess. Find out in a second.
Huh? Yeah. I know it. No, he was good. So back at 18, final hole here. Sackstrom, Aubert at 24 under par. What a day they've had. They are 12 under on the day. This to share the lead.
Yeah, this has to go in. Any chance? Still don't know that it would have been enough, but it would have been something for the leaders to think about coming down the stretch.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You get the clubhouse at 24 under and you say, well, technically we still have a chance. Yes, but in this format, the team event, especially with a par 5, 17, it's hard to imagine.
Still just what a day. And of course, Ludwig's season. I was watching on the range, the other players all watching him on the range, knowing that they're seeing something very, very special.
Pretty special. 24 under, what a day. 8 under on the back 9. Brooke Henderson leaves the flagstick in even when it's windy.
Yeah, I think right now it's fine because it's downwind. So if anything, it's blowing away from her. It's into the wind ones I would be wary of. This is pretty fast. It just pushed it right away.
Who did we see do the same thing there?
Just a couple groups ago. This was the hardest hole location to read in the CME Group Tour Championship just a few weeks ago. It gave up only a few birdies that day. It's a tricky one, right on the crest of a hill.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was that whole location that nobody could make the putt. Yeah, read it. All right, 15.
Let's check in with Lexi Thompson playing with Ricky Fowler. This for a birdie. Just to get them. Okay, to 21 under par. Bit of a slow start today. And running out of time. Only 3 holes to go. 4 shots back.
It's a par putt for Nick Taylor at 16. Rolling in, still has one of those coins down there for par. And 14. Finau setting up for his second here at the par 5.
He's got 255, and Nelly has already laid up. Tony's tee shot hit a tree, ricocheted back out, but she was a long way away, so no chance for Nelly to get there.
You kind of feel, Karen, like they need to make eagle here.
Yeah, it's got that feel about it. They want to try and make up some ground. Short. It's going to be awkward having to chip over that bunker.
Very short-sided. It looks like on a downslope
Downhill
there.
lie there too, yeah.
Going to be tough to get enough spin. See when we get up there, but especially being downwind, that shot's going to be tricky. Doesn't look quite as downhill from this angle.
Yeah, right. Day now.
He's got 255 also, but you can see from that practice when he was working on that little hold-off finish, so expect this to be a fade. So start this probably at the TV tower and let it work back towards that flag.
Yeah, that looks like his body's set up a little bit almost to the left edge of that bunker, all the group of bunkers there.
So he's going for a bigger fade.
That's kind of right where he was set up. Just didn't quite get the movement to the right that he wanted, but that's not a bad leave.
Up to 16. Par putt rolling in.
Yeah, this putt just got a good bit longer when your partner missed it, but this young player has nerves of steel.
Don't take anything for granted there on that green, though. They stay at 21 under, as we remind you. PGAtour.com/shop. Here's your ultimate shopping destination for the best selection of golf equipment and apparel at everyday great prices. Visit PGAtour.com/shop today. Back out to 14. Second for Coe.
He's got 216 to the front, 236 to the hole. And I think for Lydia, I think you play this. I mean, the TV tower is a tremendous line for her. She's off a bit of a downslope, so I don't like the thought of trying to carry this all the way in line with the flag.
Looked like she had a finish to saw it off and cut it over to the right. Too much, though, Karen.
Yeah, she was working that fine line where that bunker was on the right.
That might be okay. It depends on how close it is to the sod face of that bunker. If it's up close to that lip of the bunker, it would be one that she would be looking to hole.
Eagle putt here for Denny McCarthy. This would get them to 24 under par. It's just going to work to his right. Slowly towards the hole. How close can you get without that ball going in? Oh, painful. That's going to be a birdie. But again, because Coe and Day have so much ground to cover, and in this format you can make a lot of birdies. Running out of time. Still good day today, good back nine. 23 under, a couple behind. Back on the tee at par 5, 17th, and this is Brooke Henderson.
different hole today, Tom. The player's been hitting some short irons into this one during the week, but it is into the wind, playing much longer. Up the right side and cutting.
Yeah, that's going to take a little bit of distance off of it. Is it going to be okay there, John?
I think it's okay, but it's so far back. I don't think Corey's going to be able to reach from there.
A lot of room down the right, but then that stuff you won't want to be in comes in on the right side there with the bushes and the wood chips.
So this is where Lydia Ko ended up here at 14 with her second.
Oh, wow. That is very unlucky. It is what you certainly can face here. She's going to struggle to get this out of the bunker. If she was a foot further back, she'd be looking to hole it.
Vetted faces here, synthetic.
Good.
I mean, there is a slight little tiny upslope that she is on, but that face looks awfully steep in front of her. But this is Lydia Ko. She does normally try and find a way to make it happen, but even for her, it's hard.
That top part.
It's one of those things where you wonder if she was playing her own ball, not in this best ball format with Jason on the edge of the green, if she would have tried that shot.
I think the only other way would have been to come out sort of backwards sideways towards the front of the green. But I think you have to give it a go in this format.
And that's the shot. There she was, what, a foot further back, and,
Yep.
and it's so much easier. It's one where you're really licking your chops, but you don't often see it here because there is that slight upslope right underneath these stacked faces, but almost aiming too far left. It's the only place she could aim with her stance, and just had to give it a go. Very low percentage shot to even get it out of the bunker from there.
But Day has an eagle try.
He does, but this is no easy eagle putt. It's uphill, and then it's going to break to the right as it goes up that slope, and it will release down towards the hole. So there's a lot going on with this putt. And it took a little bobble too off that fringe.
Yeah, all in all, not bad. You can kind of feel just a little bit of tension in the air kind of starting to build as we get towards the final holes of this back nine. The pressure is mounting.
Magic yesterday here. Lexi Thompson on the tee at 16.
Hold on.
Yep. Not quite what we saw yesterday, though. How about this? 155, 7 iron at 16.
She said that what Ricky told her before she hit the shot, I don't want to putt. Watch this.
Okay. There you go. No putter needed. Got him to 16 under at that point, and right now at 21 under par, 4 off the lead. To take back to 14. Set the table here, Karen.
So, well, here we are now. I think everybody's kind of trying to look up what they've got going on with their putts. Tony will have his putt now for his birdie. Nelly, after her layup, missed the green to the right, chipped on. So she'll have her putt for a par. This putt for Tony, back up the hill, break a little bit to the left.
Yeah, they just really haven't been able to get anything going today, Karen. Only 3 birdies in this format.
It's hard when nothing seems to be going in for you.
Yeah, the putters have just been ice cold. Especially on a par 5 where you really think they could take advantage.
Thought they'd have a really good chance today because of that, and how far Nelly hits it off the tee. Ricky Fowler now after that tee shot of Lexi Thompson.
Terry's still got to make the putts. You know, it comes down to putting so often. Who makes the most putts, especially on Sunday?
See why that's misread so much. Went back to the left after it got past the hole. Just confusing. All right. Day for birdie.
This is a slippery little putt. Downhill. A little bit of movement to the left. Got to really pay attention on this one. You know, and even though you've been playing with your partner and you're used to this, there's still an added little element of extra pressure on you, knowing that you want to do it for your partner. And he just got a gust of wind there, which has caused him to back off. It's quite blustery out here today, something different than we've seen from the previous 2 days.
He's very meticulous in his setup, Karen.
He is. I like it, though. I like the way he gets that putter face put down square exactly as he wants it.
Really solid putt. I love the amount of time that he spends looking at the hole. Really dial it in. Good visual of what he wants to do. Visualize the ball going in the hole.
And they just tied for the lead.
Second at 17 for Connors.
246 into it. Stiff breeze. I think more than anything, he wants to get this to the left to get an angle on that pin.
Yeah, there are those bushes that you were talking about, Tom. Struggle for him to take dead aim.
Yeah, I think it's over on the left there. There it is. Yeah, that it blocks you out. There's quite a lot of room on the right side of the tee, but if you go down there, you're blocked out with those bushes, as we saw. So let's take a look at the Canadians, both from Ontario. A couple of wins for Corey, but he's chasing Brooke Henderson, who's the winningest Canadian on either the LPGA or the PGA Tours, and the first multiple major champion from Canada. She is a massive star north of the border, and that is evidenced today by the amount of people that have come out to watch, and certainly this week. And Brooke carries herself so well. Woody, she really is a credit to the game.
She's the best. 225 total, 219 front edge. If she keeps this down and cheats the wind a little bit, I think she can get pretty close. Oh, but she's hit a quick hook here. This is left.
Drop kick that one.
Careful, that's going to head towards the hospitality area, or the bathrooms of the hospitality area.
And she'll take a drop from there, but it'll still be in the coquina. It will be difficult to judge that next shot. That was a big mistake here for this team.
Final group on the tee at the 15th, and this is Jason Day.
Wind off the right, Tom, today. But wide open fairway. And this is a good looking swing here. No problem with this one at all.
Well short of that bunker. Well positioned off the tee. Well, it's a family affair at the PNC Championship. 20 major champs paired up with their loved ones. I don't know if you heard, Tiger and Charlie are playing. Hanukkah and Will. PNC Championship coming your way Saturday, 2:30 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. That's always a great week. Turned into a really fun week, big part of the schedule.
Yeah, Nelly Corda going to tee it up with her father as well.
Yeah.
I heard Peter's been practicing, been grinding to prepare.
Well, he was a tennis champion. He won the Australian Open. He knows what it takes to be ready for competition. It's always always a fun week to watch
just a fraction of her.
the joy on the family members' faces. Lydia Ko on the tee at the 15th.
Yep. Already with one in play, nicely down the fairway. It's her job now to give her playing partner a good opportunity now as well. So, as Morgan, you were saying, great to have two balls in play and two opportunities at a birdie on every single hole you can play.
Yeah, yesterday Lydia was saying Jason never misses a shot, and that's exactly what Jason was saying about Lydia. She hasn't missed one all day, all week. They have just made a wonderful pair.
It's going to be short of the bunker. So tied at the top, 25 under par, courtesy of this birdie putt from Jason Day. The Canadians have a chance, of course, to make a birdie at the par 5, but Day and Co have more chances for birdies. Anderson has taken a drop. This is her third shot.
Just 58 yards, but so hard to catch these solidly.
Didn't catch it solidly. Oh, this is tough here because, in a way, Morgan, you think they might need to make an eagle on this hole.
They only have 2 holes left, and Jason Day and Lydia Ko have 4. It's a big difference.
Long birdie try at 18. Denny McCarthy coming across the green, back down. Yep, good putt.
And they're not going to win, but they might have had the most fun here this week, this duo.
As much as anybody. They've told everybody that, too.
In third shot. Oh, dear.
Just scooped that one, trying to get it up in the air.
She hit a poor drive as well, didn't she? Hit in the trees.
She did. Nick Taylor had to pitch out.
Yeah, so not a great hole for Ronan Yin. And you can see that from the look on her face. Okay, this is a big moment here. If Connors can somehow.
It is. I'm a little surprised he's putting it. I looked at the lie, looked pretty good. It's kind of on an upslope, looked like one you might be able to spin a little bit, but obviously wasn't comfortable with it. So going with the putter, it's just so difficult to get the speed right.
Yeah,
with that much fairway grass to get through.
I was surprised by that as well. He's got to take such a big swing, and it's tough to judge putting up that slope with all of the green.
Not guaranteed.
Well, time going to watch the final episode of 2023 featuring the Rolex Player of the Year, Lilia Vu, and her push to finish out the season on top. Visit the LPGA social channels on Tuesday, December 12th to watch Drive On LPGA All Access. And that's 17 now.
And birdie attempt, if you like, for Brooke. Pretty good effort. Well, that guarantees the 5, but 5 isn't really going to help them, right? They've got to make birdie here and birdie the last and see what happens with Ko and Day. And let's go to the last.
Charlie Hall trying to finish up with a birdie. Playing with Justin Rose.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. We have Team Canada as well, the Canadian duo, how this would be such a fun format for the Olympics. Justin Rose said that to me on the range today. He said, I'd love to see this type of an event for an Olympic medal as well. Maybe someday.
Would be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. Team from England. So 66 today, good plan.
Yeah, it's official off-season. For me. Have a beer.
Yep, about that time. Back to 17.
This is Nick Taylor for a par.
Yeah, we talked about Ian driving it left. Nick had to just chip out, hit 3-wood up just left of the green, and pitch to this point.
And it hopped left on him right away.
Every group, or every team apart from one that's come through has made birdie or an eagle. The English pair, Rose and Hull, made 5. Canadians still have a chance for a birdie, and gotta feel like this has to go.
I would agree with you. This is a huge putt, especially with 18 playing back into the wind today. They're going to have Brooke go first. Or is she just moving her mark here? Nope, she's going to go first. It's not going to really tell him a lot, but he'll get a little bit of... I think if this is being done just for the read, if I was Brooke, I would hit this as softly as I could, but she might just be trying to secure the 5, so Corey can have a free run at it.
Five's definitely, you would think, not going to be enough. This is a huge putt right here.
Really not the place you'd want to be putting from. You're kind of coming off a slope right there, levels out at the hole, but that first part is going to be a difficult read.
That's why all four of them were in there taking a lot of time to really analyze this. You feel it in your feet like it'll push right. I don't think it'll go very much to the right, though, John. Mostly just a slight left break at the end.
Yeah, I agree with you. It feels like it wants to do that early, but it's such a short distance, and it's going to have a little speed off the club.
Well, that's very disappointing for them. 5 on the par 5, and they do not make any headway against Coe and Day. They're going to have to make something happen at 18 and then hope that Coe and Day don't make any birdies coming in. And let's go to the 15th, check in with Jason Day, second.
Yeah, he's got 137 into a little bit of breeze here.
Needs to stay there. That's right on the edge. If that stays there, no way. It's got to go back down into that gully. Yeah. Doesn't make it easy now because the ball's on the downslope. A real international feel to this with the players from the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour. Now let's see where they're from. Talked about Jason Day and Lydia Ko from Australasia. Roning Yin, major champion from China, Europe, Sweden, England, France, and Ireland. Canadians going well, and then the majority of the field from here in the US. But I agree, I think a mixed format in the Olympics.
No.
That would really be
If you don't
something
think
very
those sevens
special.
enough to play a little bit more. I mean, you got 108 raw basically to where it starts to go up or behind it. Keep your height, good turn through it.
So now we know what she's got, and ultimately there's a little bit of wind hurting here off the right, but I think this is a whole location you can really go at. The partner is not on the green, so all to play for here for Lydia. The wind has just dropped slightly where she's standing, but up by the green it's going to be blowing.
Careful.
Wind just pushed that a lot.
It's going to stay there, unlike Jason Day's ball. I spent a long time looking in the trees. Whose ball went in the trees left, Karen, on this one?
Well, that was Tony Finau's ball, went in the trees left, so Nelly hit her. It would be their third shot from the tee, and has just played her fourth onto the green.
Okay, trouble for those two as we go to the tee at the 18th.
So you got to make figure a birdie here at the last. Connors and Henderson sharing the lead.
Yeah, Terry, crucial for Corey and Brooke to both hit good tee shots here into the breeze. A little more than a breeze, actually, just to give them 2 chances here at that birdie on 18.
There was a leaderboard back there on 17, so they have to know where they stand.
He's lost this one to the right.
It's such a wide fairway. It's hard to miss.
Just makes the second shot so much longer on that line.
As it rolls backwards away from the hole as well.
Yeah, there are times this 18th you worry about the bunker right there. Water, obviously, if the wind's going a certain way, but not right now.
Not one group today has birdied the 18th. It is playing 1 over par so far for the field that has finished this hole.
Wow.
That's pretty remarkable. Players of this talent in basically a best ball situation. And that's a beauty for Nick Taylor here, right down the middle, low, cheating the wind a little bit.
Just into the wind makes this hole play so much longer and much more difficult.
Yeah, the 10 teams go through here.
Jason Day going with the putter here, Karen.
Yeah, there's really no room to land this on the green, and the lie was incredibly tight. Gave it a good roll.
He's going to rely on Lydia here, I think.
Brooke Henderson now on the tee here at the last.
it's a good one. Cheating the wind, low draw off the right side.
Yeah, she hits a little low bullet. Like that's how she gets so much chase on her golf ball. Really good into this wind.
Tony Finau. Oh, that doesn't go, so that's going to be a par for those two, isn't it, Karen, with the troubles up the tee? Yeah.
It is. Nelly's ball is in the pocket. No need for her to play on.
Quarter 3 under for the day when we've seen a round of 60 posted. Just isn't going to get it done. Now Lydia.
This one is uphill, and the putter has been fairly quiet for Lydia today. Hasn't really made a huge amount, and the birdies that this team have made has been by hitting the ball in really close to the hole. But it's been pretty flat in general. This group just need a little bit of excitement. This could be just that little spark.
Yeah, these two are 5 under for the round.
I think what they did in foursomes yesterday was absolutely some stunning golf. To be, was it 6 under par in foursomes? Alternate shot?
Yeah, 66. So every par they make gives hope to Henderson and Connors. They made 7 birdies yesterday, 1 drop shot in the foursomes, which is the alternate shot, which is the most difficult format. Scramble on day 1. The players really go low. 16 under par led the way.
See some low scores so far today. Take a look at the shots of the day presented by Novavax. Remember this at the 9th, Corey Connors had a great start at eagle birdie, but a double bogey also on the front 9, closing out the opening 9 holes with this. And then from Fort Myers for eagle, Madeline Sagstrom, 17.
Maybe North Fort Myers.
Yeah. I mean, this was just, you kept thinking, it's got a chance, it's got a chance.
And that's an example of what could happen here, especially for Lydia and Jason coming down up the 17th.
Shots of the day presented by Novavax, and that was part of a round that was 12 under for Sagstrom and Aubert. Coe and Day, Henderson, Connors on top of the leaderboard. Coming down the stretch here, final day of the Grant Thornton Invitational. On the tee at 16, the par 3, Jason Day.
Well, and Terry, this is a
love that. Good picture with it.
This is a bit of a frisky hole location. Back on that sort of left side, very close to where the green falls off. Not to mention the wind blowing from the right as well. So everything pushing it towards that left side. You really do have to play a little bit right of this. I'd say try and finish out on the TV tower. On the right side of the TV tower would be a good place to think about this ball stopping.
Asking the wind to take it.
That's a sick shot there.
It's a good play from there with this wind direction.
Yeah,
How do you say a safe shot there?
It is a 90 straight. You should have a shot at right. That's right. Yeah.
Tony?
Same thing needed here for Tony, really.
They just haven't had a spark, have they?
No, and he hasn't really had his best stuff today either. Like, he's been a little bit not quite as sharp as he has been.
Looks really closed with his stance right here.
See there, right there.
Trying to draw something back towards that flag stick. It's coming to the point where they need to take dead aim on just about everything. And then hope.
Yeah, definitely have gotten to that point. Right, up to the par 5 17.
Eagle putt here for Lucas Glover, playing with Leona Maguire. They got off to a really good start on Friday. Knocked it round in 15 under par in the scramble. Under for the day today, so really got it going.
All right, important second shots here for this team. Brooke Henderson now.
Yeah, and very difficult. 200 yards for Brooke straight into the breeze. But she does have a good angle into this whole location from the right side of the fairway.
Now this is where this format gets very interesting. She's not used to playing from back here.
Trying to turn it over is just not turning over. It's actually cutting towards the bunker.
Found it. So we'll see how difficult that bunker shot is. Back at 16, Lydia Ko. Pretty far back from the markers.
Yeah, she is. And typically when you see a player do that, it means that they're a bit in between clubs and they've taken the longer of the two clubs. So expect this to be a controlled swing here. Just holding on to it, trying to mitigate some of that right to left wind.
She loves to manufacture shots.
Be really good, please.
It's kind of coming in hot.
Be really good.
Oh, nearly. Stay there.
Get there. Great shot there, Lydia.
Yeah, really good swing. Really just.
Yes, it was. Corey Connors second at 18.
186 into the breeze. This is 6-iron. Oh, this is ripped.
Yeah, he said, get down. Oh, my gosh. Almost flew to the grandstand.
Wow, that was... Can't quite see where that ended up, but
What
that
happened
was
there?
majorly misjudged of the
He
wind.
just got it right. I mean, he nailed that 6-iron. Just the wind never even knew it was there.
Wow.
Let's go to the 17th, an eagle putt here for Ricky Fowler. This one looks very good indeed. Get up to 22 under par. Inside the top 5. Some fans out there having a good time. Popular pair, Thompson and Fowler. A lot of chatter about them coming into the week. And I think the biggest galleries have been for Henderson and Connors, with the amount of Canadian folks that spend the winter down here. They see what they can do at 18. Maybe some magic coming up.
Back at 18, John Brooke Henderson going first.
She is obviously a much easier shot than Corey Connors is going to have. He's going to have no stance and no swing. It's going to be a 10 on the difficulty scale. But this bunker shot is pretty straightforward. You need to work with back into the breeze and a good lie.
Wow, what a shot.
Oh, that was fantastic. Thought for a moment that might go in. Not quite, but in this moment, what a shot. Knowing your partner has a very treacherous shot upcoming.
So that would be a par. Still have Corey Connors, very difficult third coming up there at 18 as we take you back to 16. Lydia Ko, this for birdie.
And this one is downhill. It's going to break to the right.
Some work left. So back up to 18. Brooke has tapped in for par. This is how difficult it is. No relief because he's not close enough to that grandstand.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Corey has never hit this shot before.
I mean, look at this.
He's got no stance.
It's basically a slice pitch shot.
This is all eye-hand coordination.
Yeah, I mean,
Just trying anything that you can. I don't think he would have attempted that shot. Would it be any other type of a format?
yeah, there was always a chance that was going to happen with where that ball was. So, brilliant fun around 63, but 25 under. We'll see. Right now, sharing the lead, but Jason Day with a birdie try at 16.
Yeah, that could change quickly right here. This putt uphill. I think Jason's actually had really good rolls on his putts today. He's made a couple of those sort of 5 to 6 footer birdie tries as well.
So that was another good roll there, but just as we keep seeing with this whole location, nobody quite able to read it properly. Only 2 birdies today on this 16th hole.
Saw that reaction. I mean, yes, they've had a good time throughout the week. They've had fun. But going into today, they all talked about it. Okay, now it's about winning. Now we really want to win now.
Well, the intensity on the range was much higher today.
Yeah.
It was very different. It wasn't as much chit-chat, the easygoing kind of way of the first couple of days. Today it was, we're here to win a golf tournament. We've got a job to do.
Korda for birdie.
Just to try and make something happen for the team with Tony Finau.
Just hasn't happened today.
Yeah, they've just been feeding off each other and in the negative direction today. Ice cold with the putter. Not able to get any momentum going.
Playing in that final group. Started the day 2 back at 18 under, and you really thought the format played into their strengths and have a great chance. Cohen Day, pars there, tied for the lead, but heading to a par 5 next. Nick Taylor for birdie at 18. Right in the heart. Rolling in, picks up the point. She was on the other side of the bunker there, played a really nice shot onto the green, but a 67 here in the final round for those two. So this is how we stand. 25 under is the top number. Henderson and Connors done. They're in the clubhouse waiting to see what happens with Lydia Ko, Jason Day, and they're about to play that par 5 17th, where you have a great look, great chance at a birdie there.
Yeah, they certainly have the upper hand right now. Only 3 groups have not made birdie on the 17th hole today. It is a very good opportunity for that team. As we've seen, 18 has played tough.
It just struck me the back-to-back there, Vu and Boutier, those two names. What years they had on the LPGA Tour. Incredible.
Yeah, spectacular. Celine winning in her home country, Evian Championship, and of course Lilia, 2 major championships this year and Player of the Year.
4-time winners on the year.
It's a lot of one of these, right?
Yep.
We go to the tee at 17, Tom.
Yeah, this is the one here. This is the hole where they can win it, I think. And Jason Day is going to send it over the left trees.
Well, I think, Tom, you're absolutely right. This is the time right here. You've got 328 to run through the fairway on the right into the travel. I don't think that's really necessarily a worry for these players today back into this wind.
Has the wind picked up, Karen, or is it just more exposed right here?
It's just quite exposed here, and particularly on that tee box. But when you get out to the fairway, you're going to be sheltered a little bit again, and then as you approach the green, you're going to start being hit by some more wind. But in general, it's been quite blustery all day.
Yeah, we've been lucky though. At the beginning of the week, the forecast was pretty poor today, and rain may be coming in a little later, but glad to get it all done. He's happy with that. Hook down the left, move it into the middle of the fairway, and that's really good. Different angle for the LPGA players and the PGA Tour players. From that back tee, those trees on the left come into play a little more, and you see the 2 trees that are kind of on their own. They go over those. Top tracer technology here for Tony Finau.
Has a low, boring ball flight. At least that's what I've been seeing today from him out here.
Great, mate.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fine. Go left of that second tree and you bring that coquina path into play, and then it's a bit of a lottery. You can get really lucky. Go right down the path and have a short shot in, but if it kicks to the left, then it heads into an area where there are a lot of little tree roots. Really nasty. Now Lydia.
As you said, a completely different angle for these players. Much more sort of straight down the fairway for the women where their tee box is.
Teeing it up really low again, Karen, just like she did on the 9th hole.
Yep, going for that low trajectory, trying to get it to release and run down the fairway.
Yeah, beauty. Really good. Good one.
And that'll do.
It's mostly in now. I mean, there's a
So a
drop
reminder,
left to
in
right
this
it.
format, Jason Day will play that ball, and Lydia will play Jason's, and they'll play in from there. A modified 4-ball. It is a tie at the top. Henderson and Connors are in the clubhouse at 25 under par. Coe and Day playing that par 5. That is where they can potentially edge ahead.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Grant Thornton, supporting progress in play. By the Ritz-Carlton Naples, Tiburon, home of the Grant Thornton Invitational. And by the all-new AI1 putters from Odyssey. Putt smarter.
This is the 17th, just deciding who's going to be away here. Looks like Jason Day.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah, we got the same. What do you got? Yeah, go ahead. If you're ready, yeah, go ahead.
Tony's going to go, Karen?
Yeah, looks like it. It was a bit of a toss-up as to who was going to go first, you know, which one, but because as you heard them say, they both had the same yardage. But I mean, Jason already had the club out. It looked like he was full on, ready to go, but maybe.
It's probably club. It's a nice flat open. That's right. Yeah, I'm going just straight at this way.
Tony's process might be just a little bit quicker.
Hold up on the path, guys. Thank you.
They have been tailed by rules official for a number of holes for a little bit more speed.
They've been a good bit behind most of the day, Karen.
Yeah, they had some trouble back on the front 9, and they just have really struggled to catch up. This one going on the fade.
Yeah, they've been on the clock since the 10th hole. That's a long time to be under that kind of pressure, knowing you're being timed.
Yeah. Good pitch, man.
Well, it didn't go down into the bunker. Let's see how that one's going to fare. No, okay. Let's see what Day can do.
Well, I really think that the onus here is on Jason to put one on the green here. Lydia will be playing from about 5 yards up ahead of him, maybe 7 yards, but a much easier shot for Jason than it would be for Lydia.
Haven't seen any birdies on 18. This is the hole to make a birdie, edge ahead.
Oh,
This was-
dude.
It's going right.
She smoked it too.
He's missed a couple, gotten ahead of a couple today. That has been his miss.
That could be awkward.
Yeah, it's close to the face. It's tough to tell how close it is.
It just looks in a bad spot.
Yeah, and that's a really steep face there, one of the steepest on the golf course. Now Lydia.
Lydia's got to come up something with this fairway wood. I remember watching her when she was just a 13-year-old, and she was hitting the hybrids and her fairway woods in really tight, closer than I was hitting 9 irons and 8 irons. So you could fully expect this one to be fairly good.
Yeah.
I think her swing looks better than we've seen it in a long time. It looks a lot cleaner, less manufactured. Looks like she's thinking less. Covering the ball really nicely.
So nice.
This is on the left half of the green with a little fade.
Oh, what about that?
Is she any good?
Oh, Lydia Ko. Vintage Lydia Ko.
You have to feel like that could be the shot.
That, I think
that like
you're
it's
dead
a
right. It's a great chance for an eagle now. And Lydia Ko coming up with the goods when she needed to. Back on the 17th hole, and Lydia Ko has just produced one of the shots of the week. And this is why she was a Rolex Player of the Year twice in her LPGA Tour career.
That is so nice.
Jason Day's reaction. That is so nice, he says, and it was fantastic.
Oh, what a shot.
19 wins on the LPGA Tour. 2 of them came here at the CME Group Tour Championship. And she's had many happy memories here over the years, and might be adding another one here shortly. Jason Day from the bunker.
Oh, it worked out okay, Tom. It actually came off the slope. And at the back of this bunker, there's more of a sand rise up to that inverted face. So he's got a decent shot here. I think he can throw this one up in the air, land it on the green, and get it fairly close.
He just didn't get any spin on that. Maybe didn't quite catch it perfectly.
Got the collar?
Yeah.
Well, they got a chance for an eagle and a chance for birdie. Meanwhile, Tony Finau is going to attempt his third.
A little bit of a short side here. And it'll be hitting on a little downslope once it hits the green towards the hole. Nelly has played from the greenside bunker. She was further away than Jason Day, so she'll have a birdie putt.
She's just short of the hole there, isn't she?
She is.
Oh, lovely touch. How did that not go in?
It's just been that kind of a day for this team, hasn't it, Tom? Just not being able to get anything to go in. What a fabulous shot.
Well, Tony will tap that in, so that'll be a 4. Nelly will pick up her mark, and the stage will be clear for Ko and Day. That 4 under par is just not really going to get it done today, as we've seen. Let's go to 18.
Ricky Fowler, this for par to finish. Yep. He and Lexi Thompson, 66 in this final round. The highlight of the week, that hole-in-one at 16 from Lexi Thompson.
Eagle putt coming up for Lydia, and you think about what confidence that might give her going into next year. Needed to hit a shot. Knew she was in the spotlight, and whatever she's been working on with her golf swing, it worked there, Karen.
Well, it did, and I was actually commenting to Beth Hand Nichols, who was out here, you know, following and watching LPGA golf a lot, just yesterday, how I felt that Lydia's game looks as good right now as I've seen it all year. I think right now she's kind of hitting her best form of the year. So it has to be encouraging for her moving forward, and I know she's going to be welcome of the little break, but I also think she'll be really raring to go by the time next year comes around.
Yeah, she went and saw Siwoo Lee in the middle of the season once, and then again when the LPGA played in Korea. He came last week to Lake Nona. They spent some time working together there. So even though it's somewhat the end of the season, she is already have next year on her mind, really trying to get herself ready to erase 2023, the LPGA portion of the season, and have a big year next year.
I don't know how you felt about it, Morgan, but it was really quite jarring not seeing her playing in the CME Group Tour Championship.
Yeah.
It's just so unusual.
Having won the previous year and just everything that she has accomplished, and, you know, and she looked at it and said, what have I done wrong, and how can I get better? How can I keep trying to improve?
2-putt birdie, and that moves the team to 26 under par. So now a par at the last, and they will be the champions.
Been quite a day. Those top 2 teams back and forth throughout the afternoon. Remember, this closed out the opening 9 holes for Corey Connors playing with Brooke Henderson. A large gallery out there of Canadian fans watching these two. Kind of had a sense at that point, well, maybe it's their day, when you not only hit it close, but actually hole out from the fairway.
And they had such an odd start as well. Eagle on the first, double on the third. But Brooke here for birdie at the 12th.
End up with a round of 9 under at 25 under par. But it was Lydia Ko and Jason Day who held the lead going into the final round. This for birdie at 12. Keeping pace for the team. So you had Henderson and Connors a few holes ahead on the golf course just moments ago. This one.
It's hard to think that anything could show up Corey Connors' shot of the day, but this one, under this pressure, at this moment, what a shot from Lydia Ko.
You know, it kind of sums up the week, too. the shot from Lydia under pressure down the stretch, and then the reaction from Jason Day.
It's awesome to see just how that team has really come together. All the teams have. There's so much respect out here amongst the players, and PGA Tour and LPGA Tour very rarely cross paths. Just a really fun week for everybody involved.
And not everybody, but a number of the teams, the two players hadn't not only played together before this week, but hadn't met some of them. Early in the week, Lydia Ko, Jason Day playing a practice round, and now they're on the tee at the last, up by 1.
This is a very exposed tee shot today with this wind direction. Off the left and hurting. Lots of room to the right though.
Beauty, Jen.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So they just need a par here. Keep it here on this tee for Tony Finau.
Tony has a slightly lower ball flight than Jason.
Karen, according to Nelly, Tony plays one of the lowest spinning golf balls available in the world, so expect this to be a wind cheater.
Yep, it's a little bit more out to the right than Jason's, but still good.
Not many sports where you have the opportunity to walk side by side during competition with the players at the highest level.
A little bit of encouragement from the volunteer there on 18T. Think about the times that Lydia stood on this tee box with a chance to win in the CME Group Tour Championship. And now here again in the inaugural Grant Thornton Invitational.
Trying to close out a win, it's even more remarkable that she wasn't in the field a couple of weeks ago. When you watch her play today here on this golf course.
She just never gives up, Karen. I mean, think about what she's been through in her career, from the top of the game to really struggling, back to the top of the game. And then another rough season. Here she is teeing it down low again, but she just never gives up. There is so much talent in this game.
I think she's always looking for something more. Like, I always feel like she feels there's still room for improvement. There's still ways that she can get better. And I think that's why we see her constantly making changes, trying to figure out what's next. How do I keep moving forward, keep progressing, keeping up with the players, the new young players that are coming out on tour.
Well, you know this too. Over the course of a career in any sport at this level, it's not just the time you put in competing year after. It's all the time you spend away from competition, working on your game, thinking about your game, the pressure you put on yourself.
Yeah, people see what happens here inside the ropes, but they don't see what happens behind the scenes and how much work every single one of these players puts into their games.
And also in the fairway. Henderson Connors wait at 25 under, standing by with Amy.
Thanks, Terry. Team, you were 4 strokes back to start this final day, made quite a run up the leaderboard. Corey, you said you felt like this format would work out well for both of your games. How are you able to use that to your advantage today?
Yeah, I think, we both did a pretty good job of getting the ball in play off the tee, so we were both able to, give ourselves chances for birdies. Certainly a few shots I think we both would like back throughout the day, but, we fought hard and definitely gave ourselves a lot of chances.
You certainly did. Made it exciting here on this final day. This first time, you two getting to team up, being a part of this competition, what was the overall experience like for you?
I love this week. It was so much fun. I just had a blast out there playing with Corey, and he was the best partner I could have asked for. He played so awesome today, and there's a couple shots I think we both wanted back today, and we could have maybe climbed up the leaderboard a little bit more. But overall, it was a great week, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Corey, you go way back with Brooke a number of years, but what was the experience like for you getting to team up with her this week?
Yeah, it was really a thrill. It was so much fun. It's great to get to play with her. I'm always cheering her on from afar, and to be able to reconnect this week was really special. And really looking forward to doing it many more times.
You gave those Canadians plenty to cheer about today. Congrats on the great week.
Thanks very much.
So they wait at 25 under as the leaders, Ko and Day, walk up to their second shots here at 18, up by 1, just needing a par to win this. So we're closing out the week here in Naples. First time ever for this Grant Thornton Invitational. So much build-up, anticipation, so many years when we talked about this should happen, this should take place. It lived up to it this week.
It has more than lived up to it. It has been a spectacular week. You can even just see it in that interview there with Brooke and Corey, how excited they were to team up. And every player out here, actually Corey's caddy earlier today on the range told me, everyone is going to want to play in this event next year, and I expect it to get bigger and better as we progress through the years. It has been such a fun week to watch the best players in the world from the men's and the women's side compete alongside each other.
I think that all the comments have been authentic. You can tell that when they talk not only to us, but also each other, and we eavesdrop a little bit as they're on the golf course. But I think they'll spread the word, too, and tell others. I think this will grow, this idea.
We kind of saw that, even in the reaction from Jason Day to Lydia's shot there. It really is a team effort. These players out here to win. It's not an exhibition. This is a big-time event, and they have just shown us phenomenal golf all week.
So, back out to the fairway. I believe Tony Finau will be first here.
I think that's going to be the way things will go. It's got 188, according to my numbers. Back into the wind. Very familiar hole location to us that cover the LPGA on that back right ledge there. It's going to be really hard to get it all the way back there. Back into this wind. Unless you're Corey Connors.
And then some, yeah.
Yeah, that's still baffling.
Straight in. Barely off the left still. Trying to put something like yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, every bit of that. Yeah, mid-90s to me. It's gold.
There you go. Right at it. No need to do anything else other than that. Little low-flighted ball in here. Perfect. This one got a little bit of a riser to it.
Saw the lean. That's good. The team's been good this week. Just couldn't get anything to go.
Good turn through
today.
Lydia from 182. Another hybrid here for her. Let's see what she can do with this one after the previous hole's clinic that she put on.
It's a similar direction into this wind, similar type of shot I'd expect her to hit here.
Yeah.
Yep, little low fade.
She's pretty good with those clubs, you know.
Yeah, I left that just below the ridge.
Dave's actually got similar yardage, 82, but from a completely different angle.
I'd expect him to try and flight this one down a little bit as well, Karen.
Yes.
See how he holds this one off through the shot. Aiming just a fraction left of it. Same little right miss that we've seen him do a few times today.
Rather not make the work harder for par here.
You can see his frustration.
Jason's wife, Ellie. Kids are here this week. Wally Marcoussimon, commissioner of the LPGA. Nelly.
1 yard less for Nelly. .181. I think it's a forearm was the signal. Got a good bit of height on that though.
Good shot. So they'll welcome this final group up to the green at 18. Shout out to the people here in Naples too for the week. They have turned out and really there was a buzz around town this week for this event, and they've shown up.
There's been a wonderful energy amongst the players, amongst the fans. I mean, even when we left CME, knowing that this was coming in a few weeks.
I actually wanted to get it as close as possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lydia Ko. Jason Day. Nelly Corda. Tony Finau.
And you know, Nelly Corda's had a great time this week too. We had Jessica in here in the booth yesterday, and she went from cheering for Ricky Fowler, who she was supposed to play with, to cheering for these two.
Yeah, great little sisterly pair there, Nelly and Jess. Jess expecting a baby here shortly, so was not able to play this week.
But with plenty of fans, Nelly at least.
Yeah, they have put on a show. Nelly and Tony have not had their best stuff today, just not able to get anything to go to climb up this leaderboard. But Lydia and Jason have just been very steady. Haven't made a ton of birdies, but haven't put themselves in any real difficult spots.
Karen, how difficult is this now for Jason?
Well, it is quite awkward in that he's going to have to loft it over, land it on the green, but where he's landing it, there's a little slope that's going to kick the ball to the left. So you're going to have to really figure out where on this green you want it to land and how much it's going to try and kick the ball. Because there's that little ridge that you have to negotiate.
Good touch. Just to that spot where you think about it a little bit, though.
Yeah, it was all in all really solid technique here. Just very simple, doesn't use much wrist action, straight back and through, very steady with his hands.
That's him. We've seen it for years, right?
Yeah, it's just textbook technique on that little pitch shot.
Maybe 3.5 feet or so. Left for par. Lydia on the green, though.
And for Lydia, this putt, I mean, she's going to go up that little slope in the greens. It's a mini tier. It's not a huge one, but it's just enough that's going to slow the ball down. But then once the ball gets up and over that, it's going to want to keep up its speed as it approaches the hole.
would have gotten a good look at it as well from Jason's chip from a similar line. Good idea of the speed. She needs to hit this.
Almost. Going to be enough. Go ahead and mark and wait. That was brilliant, though.
I thought that was going to grab that low edge there. Just wonderful speed. Exactly what she needed to do in this moment.
And Jason's thinking, okay, I won't have to putt mine.
Crowd felt like it was about ready to erupt there as well.
No doubt. Nelly Corda now.
Gave it a great run, trying to make that crowd erupt for her too. Good effort for this team.
Yeah, and they're 4 under today. It's not like they played poorly. They just couldn't get any momentum and any putts to drop. Got the birdie try first.
Yes. One last shot for Tony. It is back uphill, and I think if you had to leave it anywhere on this green to try and make a putt, even though this one's still a substantial distance, it's not a bad place to putt from.
They finally got one to fall, Terry.
You knew that was going in, didn't you? Finishing style. Golf kind of works like that. And now the formality. There it is. Par at the last. Lydia Ko, Jason Day. They win the first Grant Thornton Invitational.
Thanks, Jake. That's right.
So 66 here in the final round, the modified 4-ball. And Lydia Ko, Jason Day able to capture the inaugural Grant Thornton Invitational. Great run by Henderson and Connors with all the fans out there following them. What the 60 from Madeline Sackstrom, Ludwig Aubert. The kids out there.
Hey, Arrow. Where's Oz? Oz, come here, buddy. Hey.
Morgan, we've been here many times. This setting right here at the 18th green, but a little different this time around.
Just a very special week all around, and then fun to see Jason there celebrate with his family. He and his wife just welcomed their 5th child this year. The whole crew here, and to celebrate as a team as well. It's just so different in this individual sport.
And the champions are with Amy now.
Thanks so much, Terry. Jason and Lydia, you both came into this season off an up-and-down year. Not really sure how this first-time partnership was going to work, and you found a spark here this week. What came together for your team?
It was kind of weird because it felt like the most stress-free win because I just knew that she was going to step up in the end, which was fantastic. I mean, it was a fun week. I think having the 2 tours join this week was a fun way to finish the year out. I'm hoping that we get to do it for a very long time.
You're the first-time winners of this Grant Thornton Invitational. Lydia, what was the experience like for you this week?
Yeah, it was so much fun, and I said on the last hole to Paul, hey, I want to just watch their drives one more time. I learned a lot, you know, whether it was like short-sided chips or just how to commit and just hit bombs down there. And I think this has just been a great start for, you know, the two tours coming together and having a mixed event. And I really hope that this is something that continues for a long time.
A victory to end the year and no doubt a springboard to the season ahead. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Terry?
Amy, thanks, and congrats to Lydia Ko, Jason Day, and the entire family out there celebrating on the green at 18. Yeah, it was fun for all of us being a part of this week, and to watch the preparation earlier in the week with players maybe playing a practice round on Tuesday, getting to know each other and know each other's games, and the excitement, the fun, but then today getting serious, trying to win.
And just like what they both said there, we hope that this continues for a really long time. What a success of a week it has been.
Ko and Day, the winners. Reminder, join us Saturday at 2:30 Eastern Time. Hi, Santa. Getting towards that date. NBC Peacock for the first round coverage of the PNC Championship. Coming up next, it's figure skating from Beijing. The Grand Prix final coming your way next. Canadian fans had a lot to cheer about through the week and today as Henderson and Connors played great. But Ko and Day, the winners here. For Morgan Pressel and the crew, I'm Terry Gannon. So long, everybody, from Naples.